Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make the mason jar recipe albums. I have two versions of the kits that'll be available in the shop, so if you want the materials and don't want to have to go out and try to find them, I'll have a kit that will make this one, which is with all the Make It Merry, and I'll link a picture into the video showing you everything that comes in the kits so you know what you're getting. And also have some links at the bottom of the video for where you can find the cards that you can print, and also where I go to type in all the stuff on here, so if you want to have them filled out like mine are here, or you can just put them in here blank to give them to somebody blank. So I'm going to show you how to make this book, and you'll see all the stuff in the kits in the picture. And this one, like I said, is using the Make It Merry from October Afternoon. It's discontinued. Also, lots of embellishment stuff comes in that kit as well, so you'll have plenty of things to decorate it with. And also there's one more vintagey looking one, and this one is the Graphics 45 12 Days of Christmas. I also have a kit to make this one as well, so you'll have two different options depending on your style and who you're going to give it to, or if you're going to keep it for yourself. But the directions for both of them are the same, so no matter which kit you get, it'll be the same way to put it together, and we're going to do that on this video. If you want to go out and get all your own stuff, just write down everything that we're going to use, and you'll be able to just go out and find your own papers and whatnot if that's what you want to do. So let's get started making. So the very first thing that I have in the kits, which you can see I write all over them because they're well worn, is the templates for these. But if you aren't going to get a kit, I'm sure that there are plenty of really cute mason jars on the internet that you can find and print out and use as a template. You don't have to have this, but if you get the kit, I include the template just because the sizes and all that will be the same in the kit. So this will be the first thing, and then you're going to want your chipboard, and you're going to want a front and a back cover for this. So with your template, you're going to want to put them right up on the edges, because you want to use this. You don't want to waste any of your supplies, especially if you're getting them in a kit, because it's really a kind of a pain to go out and have to rebuy. Hang on, let me grab my pencil. I hate wasting my supplies. So you'll just trace along the outside, and you'll see once we're done tracing this little template, you have plenty of room with this to make your covers. And this is just 12 by 12, so if you have your own chipboard, and this is medium weight, not the small lightweight stuff. See here, I sized my mason jars to fit these papers this way, so that every single one of your papers, they're all 12 by 12 that come in the kit. So if you're going to get your own papers, a different one, or find if you have your own in stock, this is how you will size up your template for every page that you make. So there you go. There's your front cover, your back cover, and then your lids. You're going to want 4 of these because you're going to decorate both sides, and every single one of the pages that I have in my book, I have the lid on the front and the back because they're each like standalone pages. So for every page I cut out 1 of these and 2 of these for each page. So here you can see how this is going to line up. So on every single one of your pages, when you put your 12 by 12 pages together for this, I'll pull one out and show you. It's going to be the same, it's the same size, so you're going to line it up the same way. You're going to have your template on the side this way, and then on this side over here, and then your covers. So it all lines up perfectly. That way you're not wasting any of your supplies. So then you're going to want to cut these out, and I'm going to skip forward because you don't need to see me have to cut all this stuff out. And for the cutting part, before I skip forward, I use these, the Tim Holtz for the heavy because this is really thick. It's like almost like a book board. That's in my kits. If you have just the regular, you know, you're using like the thinner kind or the kind that you can buy, because I order all mine, the kind that you can buy at like Joann's or Michael's, you probably won't need super heavy duty scissors. But for this stuff, if you don't have super heavy duty scissors to cut it out with, you're probably going to want to invest in some. Alright, so if you are going to do the Graphics 45, I'm going to show you on here for this one. The Graphics 45 comes with the book of 8x8 double-sided paper, and this is a little bit bigger than that, but it's not a big deal. So what you're going to do is just line it up to the edges like this, and you're going to cut it out. So you just trace your, as you cut out each one of your base pages, just in case it's a little bit off from the template, I use that page as my template for the paper. So that way I can make absolutely sure which, that it's going to fit properly in case you cut it a little bit different. And also make sure that you lay it down facing the direction that you want your paper to be. So this one I wanted the paper like this, so I'm going to put it exactly like this. So it's facing in the direction that you want it to, because if you wanted the other side and you faced it like this, when you went to go put it on like this, it might not line up. So you want to trace your template facing with the paper facing the direction you're going to put it in. And I probably won't be able to see this if I don't do it on something dark. Probably didn't need to use a black marker, but I want to make sure you guys can see how it doesn't go all the way completely to the top. That's okay. And if you're using a dark marker to trace, cut on the inside of your line. That way you won't see it. Again, I try to maximize paper with as little waste as possible. So attach it so you can see. So this is the cover, a cover. So you want to put it from the bottom up and attach it. There you go. Now see how you have this at the top? Once you cover this, and it'll go right here, it's going to cover that part that's missing, so the 8x8 paper is fine. So if you're going to go out and find paper and you can't find 12x12 that you like, and you find 8x8 that you want to use, you can it'll still work. See, you just cover that at the top. So, and this is how you're going to cover every single page, and I'm going to show you it on here so that way. Each 8x8 page will cover one side. Now if you really want to save paper, if you have double-sided paper and you're doing your inner pages, you can just use that for each side, one page for each side. And I'll show you what I mean by that as soon as we're done with this. I didn't want my pages for the books for the ones I'm making for my family to be, I didn't want them to be flimsy, because when I show you how to make the parts for the recipe cards, if you stuff the pocket with extra cards, I just didn't feel like I wanted it to be flimsy. So I decided that I wanted there to be something similar to this here, but on the inner pages, just not as thick. But if you're only going to put a couple of cards on each one, and you're not going to stuff the pockets full of stuff and make it like super heavy each page, you can just use that paper by itself because it's double-sided, and then that would give you like page 1 and page 2, rather than having to use 2 pages for each one. You would just use 1 page for all your inner pages, if that makes sense. It'll probably make more sense when I show you. So I want, this is a little light for me, so I'm just gonna, just didn't look that vintagey to me without having some of this on the edges. And this is just the tea dye. For to attach this, I'm going to use the score tape. I want to make sure it's not going to come off. The paper by itself is okay to use just regular tape, but the thicker pieces, I like to use the score tape, so that way I know it's not going to go anywhere. And there you have it. Now for under here, on all of my pages, I put decorations underneath here, and let's see, I can show you on this book here. See, I have some, this one has some lace, and then these ones have, this is, comes in the kit. It's the sticker set that comes with the 12 Days of Christmas. It's in there. This is just made out of the paper, the extra paper from the 12 Days of Christmas. So, no, but then not all of them have to have them. You can add it before or after. It just depends on what your preference is. So for this one, since I already attached this, I would have to do it after, and I would just put something right along the bottom here. There we go. Either lace or some sort of paper or whichever thing I wanted to put here, but I wasn't going to decorate this yet. I'm just showing you how to put it together, so that will be where that goes. And then you can see on the back. So when you do the other side, when you cover this with the other 8x8 paper, and then this piece, you have the second piece will go here, these things will line up. You just line them up on top of each other. And that is how you use the 8x8 paper. Alright, so here is, this is the cover here, and it's covered on both sides, and you see how the top is on, got your jar lids, everything is ready to go. So now what we're going to do is make the part where you put the recipe cards. So it's a pocket, and it flips up, and what you're going to need is, this does not come in the kit, so you'll have to go out and find whatever paper matches whatever you're going to be using. So for this, if you're using the Graphics 45, I think that the craft colored paper looks good as a background, where you don't need to do anything extra with it. If you're going to be doing the Make It Merry paper, for this one, you can see I used white for my pocket pages on the inside. So I'm going to show you, since I'm making it on this one here, I'm going to show you using the craft paper. The recipe cards that I have on my website, based on the size that I use those for, and I'll put them on the video so you can see what size everything is. The recipe cards are a little bit smaller than the pocket, so that you'll have the border of the pocket and then the recipe card in the middle. So this particular one, let me get my cutter over here. What you need here is, it needs to be 5 inches wide and 8 inches long. So I'm going to do the long first so that I can have the, so we want it to be 8 that way, keep these, and 5 that way. If you're going to use different size recipe cards, you're going to need to adjust what size these are to fit your recipe card. So if you're going to do 3x5, you can make these smaller, but since I made the cards for mine, that's the size I wanted them to be bigger, so there was more room to write, and 3x5 just wasn't big enough. So long way, 8 inches, and you want to just score it down the middle at 4. And this is going to be your pocket, and it's going to flip up like this. So let me show you on here how this is going to work. once you've put your holes in the side, because you're going to use the rings, for the books for the kits, the rings that come in it are 1.5 inches. So plenty big enough, as you can see here, plenty big enough for you to have all your pages stuffed full of recipes, no problem. And you just need to figure out where you want the holes to be, and then you take your punch, you line it up to wherever you want them to be and punch them out. Just evenly spaced. Use your judgment. And then your cards are going to line up like this on here. So that's why you need to punch your holes before you attach these. Otherwise you may attach these and then realize that some of your holes might be over this and you might end up punching into this. So do your holes first, then do this. Okay? So, and the other thing is, you want to make sure that your pocket entrance is on this side here. You can't have it on the top, because if you're going to do any decorating up here and embellishing and stuff like I do, you're not going to be able to pull the cards out here because they're going to get caught up. You can't pull them this way because you've got your rings are over here. So you need to make sure your opening for your pocket is on this side, and I'll show you how to do that. So when you're holding onto your card and you're figuring out where it's going to be, you're like, okay, this is the side where the rings are going to be, where the holes are. So just pick your thing up, flip it over, and make a little X. That way you know this is the side that the ring is on. Now you want to make your hinges for this. So you're going to need 1 inch wide strips. And you only need a few. From your scraps off of each one of your pages, you just cut some of the 1 inch pieces from the scraps. And then you'll be able to just trim them down after. Get this out of the way. Now you want to score them down the middle, which is 1/2 inch. Oops. And then fold them over to make your hinges. And then see where your X is here? You can put your tape right there along that X, and then your hinge opens, so you put your edge right here. And then just trim it. Doesn't have to be perfect because this is the pocket, this is the inside, so you won't even see it. And then put another piece here. And one here. Trim it off. Okay, so this will be your pocket. And this is how it's going to open up here. So this will open here, and you're going to attach it to your book like so. So see where I don't know how well it's showing up where the holes are, but you want to kind of line it up in the middle so it looks pretty. The holes are right here, here and here. Okay, so just add your tape. Based on where you put your holes on the side, just make sure you don't cover the holes. That's pretty much it. This is all spaces where you can decorate too, not just the lid, but you can also put stuff in here. So now you can see, I'll show you with this, you have a place for a recipe card here, a place for a recipe card here, and here. And then you also have a pocket here, oops, underneath, here, where you can put extra cards. So you'll have extra cards on each page. So the idea behind my book, put this aside and show you on this one, was I'm taking recipes from my family, my grandmother, my mother, my aunts, and I'm making my own recipe cards. So I take the recipe and then I put the recipe on here, and some of them are kind of long, so for this one it's 3 cards long. So this whole front page here is this really nice recipe. It continues here and here, and then this ends the recipe. But then on the inside of the pocket, I'm putting blank recipe cards. I think, oh, I didn't put one in this one. It's in the other book. I'll show you in my other book. So I haven't finished printing everything out as I'm still working on these books. These are, like I said, they're for family, so I'm still working on them. In the other book I showed you where I printed out recipes, there's also going to be blank cards on the inside. So you can put your family recipes on attached to the outside and then put some blank ones on the inside so that way they can fill them out with and just keep adding to the family, the family recipe book. So that's the idea behind it. And I haven't printed them all out yet because I'm still making them, so that's why there's none in this book yet. So that's where they'll go, is on the sides, your extra ones. And like I said, this is all linked, so there'll be blank ones that look like this that kind of go with this. And I already have the ones that kind of just vintagey plain ones that go pretty well with this paper already on the website, so you can feel free to print them out, use them, however many of them you need for your books. So let me show you on the inside here. There, like I said, these get kind of heavy because I put a lot of stuff on them. So I use, for the inside pages, because I don't want to use really big, super big chipboard, what I did is this. So this is thin, real thin chipboard. Everybody has it at home, and it's just boxes. Whether it's big old cereal boxes or Bisquick boxes or whatever boxes you have laying around that will fit the template inside. You can make as many of these as the pages are that you're going to have inside your book. So kit-wise, there's enough paper to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. So there's 12 the sides. There's 10 sides because you don't cover the front and the back unless you really want to. So you'll just need enough of these boxes from home or friends or whoever, and then you can cut them out and then cover them with the paper. The same way that you covered the cover, the same way that we did this one, you're going to do these. So you just cut out your template, cut out your pattern paper, attach it, same thing with the lid, and attach it. So there's one of these for each, and then the box is bigger, but this is just the part that I cut off so it would fit in the camera. So there's 4 of these. So each one of these has 2 lids. So you need to make sure you cut 2 lids for every page. Because one side, you have your one side lid, other side lid, and that's the way it goes through the whole book. Okay? So hopefully I've explained everything that you need in order to make this book with the pockets, and I've got the recipe cards on the website, and there's kits available with all this paper. But if you have your own paper and you want to make it, you've got all the directions that I could possibly give you to make this. As far as the template is concerned, the template is in the kits if you want to make it with these exact sizes. Otherwise, I'm sure there's plenty of cute mason jars on the web, on the internet that you can find and print out and then cut it out and use as a template. It doesn't have to be this. This is just specific to the sizes that I used for these books and the kits and the recipe cards that I have on my blog for you to print out. So if you want to alter it in any way, you just have to make a bigger, smaller. A standard size recipe card is 3 by 5, but not big enough for what I was doing, so I made mine. These are 4 by 5. Well, actually, a little bit smaller than 4 by 5 because I wanted it to be in the middle of the page, not take up the whole page, because I wanted the border around the outside. So, and like I said, they're all on the website. Help yourself. Bottom of this has all the links to everything that you need. And hopefully you like this tutorial and it's not too all over the place. There's really not that much to these books. They're just really cute, really nice gifts to give to family and friends for the holidays, and actually really not that hard to make. So really, really nice gift, and hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.